Well, everybody, you knew it had to be, and indeed it is. We have arrived. It's NHL 15, and it is the next gen edition. It simply had to be. Again, I had the choice between the 360 version or the ill-fated Xbox One version. And we had to go with this because I wanted to set the precedent early that we're always going to go with the version on the most recent console. So obviously, like when we get to NHL 21, I'm going to play the Series S version or X version as opposed to the Xbox One version, so on and so forth. And as it is, Hawks, thank you for the bits. He's an insane player, by the way. As it is, the NHL 15 version on Xbox 360 is good, but it's not all that different from 14, really. There are some changes. What's in the frame? This is the old cum bucket, man. The old cum bucket. What do you think it is? Anyway, it's always in sight. Don't worry about it. Again, not that many differences outside of like, hey, they added in some of the physics stuff that's also in this game and the NBC stuff that's also in this game. But yeah, this game was hated upon launch. It was in a horrible state is the only way to put it. Obviously, the online servers are off, so I can't do anything Ultimate Team-wise or EASHL-wise. I will say EASHL was horrific, frankly. A lot about this game was very stripped down and basic. Be a Pro sucked. Like, you went from NHL 14 Live the Life, which is still one of the most praised Be a Pro experiences in any sports game, really. And they took out a lot of quality of life features and just ruined it in a lot of ways. It was a pretty bad game by most accounts, but we will be jumping into, of course, the Be a GM side of things here tonight. I will say, before that, though, I want to take a look at the rosters like we always do. And then after that, which for YouTube side of things, it'll be the second episode of this, we'll really get into the franchise mode itself. But this was also a year in which you had the star system went away already. There was some good stuff. Now, I did see it asked by Taps in chat if I was going to go through my custom rosters. I did not have custom rosters for this particular game. I played primarily the 360 version at the time, so NHL 16 will be the first game in which I am going to be able to go back and look at not only EA's rosters, but my own custom rosters to see how that's aged. And if I got a lot of things wrong, if I got a lot of things right, we'll see what it looks like with the power of hindsight. So look forward to that on the NHL 16 side of things. Now, in terms of the team we're using, the team that finished last in the NHL 14-15 season were the Buffalo Sabres again. I will not be using Buffalo twice, at least not twice in a row. Because of that, we will be using the team that finished second last. The Arizona Coyotes is who we'll be using in this game. And then fun fact, the team that finished third from the bottom was Edmonton. So this gives me a chance to use a team that we have not used yet, and rightfully so. I'll quickly breeze through this here, too, just so you can see the top players and stuff like that, what the team ratings happen to be. Again, I am going to go through the rosters as a whole, but just so you know what everything looks like here. But, yeah, we could have used Buffalo again with their top player being Matt Molson, but I figured that wasn't really a good way to go. I like this screen better than the current screen. Honestly, I like this, too. It's clean, it's simple, it gives you pretty much all the information that you need. I'm pretty good with it. Are you going to try to win a Calder Cup of Portland as well? You bet your sweet ass I'm putting emphasis on the AHL team. I'm going to be more happy to win a Calder Cup than I am going to be to win a Stanley Cup. At least with this particular challenge here. So there is that. Hawks with the bits as well. What a man. This is also my way of seeing if any AHL affiliates happened to have changed at the time. I don't think so, but this is the game with the absolutely tremendous Portland Pirates alternate jersey that was a throwback to the mid-90s that we'll get plenty of looks at. Whew. Look at Edmonton, that young core. What a team. They're going far. Don't worry about it. Florida, now this would have been a fun Florida team to take control of. Luongo and Yager leading the way. Good to see Yager still kicking around at this time. I mean, he's still kicking around. He hasn't retired. He hasn't retired. He'll never retire. The Barons lasted till 2015. Yeah, it was the next year, if I'm not mistaken, or the year after. I'm pretty sure it was the next year that the California expansion happened and took away a lot of teams. So that sucked. But, man, second best player on the Devils, Mike Camilleri. Fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. Martin St. Louis on the Rangers. I still don't like that revealed Rangers third jersey. Shout out to Warrior, by the way, for the gifted sub. What a man. What a man, what a man. I did read what you said in chat, by the way. Good to see you. Geiger's going to pull a John Force and never retire. I get the reference. Crosby, Malkin, Fleury. What did they ever do? Oh, Jumbo. So obviously, watching live now, people know, for those that watch on the YouTube side of things in January or some shit, today is the day that Joe Thornton retired. I'm surprised it took him this long to announce it, but God, I love Joe Thornton. I do. Do I have the... I do. I do have the... it's tough to see, but we do have the Thornton Pooh Bear on the wall. And of course, he announced his retirement shirtless. Yes, he did. Because it's Joe Thornton, and damn it, he's allowed. First ballot Hall of Famer? Has to be. Has to be, has to be. Literally, the only thing you can say about Joe Thornton is he didn't win a cup. That's it. That is the only thing you can hold against him. And given it is such a team sport, there's not too much you can do. So, is this the first year of the Lightning with the crunch? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because it also wasn't the first year of the Utica Comets. So yeah, not too many changes across the board. So with that, again, the Arizona Coyotes. Salary cap will be on Hansel, Bodker, and a 23-year-old OEL. Okay. All right. Authentic cap penalties are fine. Difficulty, put it on Superstar, it doesn't matter. Game style simulation. I'm going to keep injuries on, maybe? We really should set that standard, right? Do we just always want to have injuries off? Because now we're at the point where sim speeds won't be that bad. Now it would just be more of a needing to have proper depth and go best lines all the time. But yeah, the sim speeds should be good. Trade difficulty on hard. Waivers are good. Fighting. Is there a middle ground? No, there's still not. Drop penalties down a little bit. Postal whistle authentic. And for the advanced settings, turn it off. Auto rotate still here. Trade offer notifications. All right. I think we're good. Yeah, it is true. I could check the injury slider itself. I can't check it from here, though. So, well, let's get it underway. Well, kind of. Again, I'm still going to go through the rosters and stuff like that, like we always do, just to see what other teams are looking like. This menu is a bit of a downgrade from the prior era, though, isn't it? It is. Between what it would have looked like on 15 and even Legacy Edition, but hey, it is what it is. God, I forgot how bare bones it was. It is very bare bones. All right. Gameplay settings, general. Bump up the attribute effect slider. We'll drop the game speed a little bit. The BlackBerry died for this. It sure did. Give me 1 second here. That. And we will drop the injury occurrence down. Wasn't trading not added until a patch update. There were a couple of things that were missing out of the gates. I admittedly cannot recall what those specific things were right now for franchise purposes. I know the draft. I don't believe there was a draft. It just told you who you picked, basically. There was some... Oh, man. There were some things, man. There were some things. Score clock overlay. Large, I guess? I mean, it's the NBC. It's the NBC presentation, which is nice. Put the puck stuff on large. That's fine. So, yeah, this game was pretty damn rough at launch. It was an interesting gameplay experience. I don't think it was inherently awful. God, how long it takes to get the scouting and everything. Jesus. All right. Let's take a look, then, around the league. We start off... Is there anybody on Anaheim? Whew, okay, well, we do have the potentials, the overalls, and all that in dark mode, no less. Let's see where it would be the best place for me to put this webcam. Probably that top left corner is my guess. There we go. We'll just park up here really quickly. So the Anaheim Ducks, Kessler, Getzlaff, Perry was rocking a 92. You had medium top 6, 72 overall, 18-year-old Nick Ritchie, so clearly better than what he was going to be for us in the other series. Emerson Adams still had a good potential. Stefan Nason. Indeed, Yuri Sakach was there. They did not really like Ricard Raquel. Clearly. Max Freiberg, whatever it may be. Goodness. Good. Man, they had a lot of forwards. Sheesh. A lot of forwards. What do they have on defense? Lindholm. Cam Fowler rocking a low top 4. Okay. I mean, hey. Young Shea Theodore, the medium top 4. That's not too bad. They always go back and forth between light and dark mode, and I'm like, just make it a toggle. Yeah, it really should be. It really should be a toggle. I don't know why it's not. Wow, they did not like Josh Manson, huh? Not at all. Medium 7th, 70 overall at 22 years old. They did not like Josh Manson. Yikes. And in goal, John Gibson was starting to look like John Gibson. Freddie Anderson had turned into Freddie Anderson. Is that Ryan Farragher? It is. I don't know why I remembered Ryan Farragher. But good old Igor Bobkov. Medium NHL starter potential. Delightful. All right. Let's see. I do have to hit back. The Boston Bruins. Hello? Oh, boy. Okay. Led by Tuukka Rask, rocking a 92, medium elite, 79 overall Malcolm Subban, who to this day I think still has the same overall. It Nick Svedberg, Jeremy Smith. It was Adam Morrison. Yeah, 92 overall Tuukka Rask. Very, very good. Defensively, Big Z. Dougie, Seidenberg, Joe Morrow. They still didn't like Torrey Krug that much in terms of potential. At least he was an 82. Linus Arneson. Old Tommy Cross. Holy hell. I mean, in fairness, they were right about some of these potentials. They were. Zach Trotman and Kevin Miller. What they have on the wing. Oh, good. The Sagan trade has gone down. Louis Eriksson, Brett Connolly, a low top 6 forward, David Pasternak. 81 overall at 18. Wow. Riley Smith, Seth Griffith, Bobby Robbins, Anton Bleed. They ended up getting that one right. Peter Solaric, too, for that matter. Damn. What they have on the left? Mills, what's going on? Luch. Still rocking an 88. Does Pasta have a picture? Nope. Sure doesn't. The future captain at an 86 overall. Talbot Paye, Anthony Kamara, Justin Floric. There's just so many dudes here who did not pan out for the Bruins. It is absurd. And at center, Bergeron, the cover athlete, rocking a 91. Zach Phillips, Jesus, medium 9, and he still has that trade value, huh? Why? He never played an NHL game. Kokochev, Spooner, Colby Cave, Max Avad, rocking a 76. All right, Bruins are still looking pretty good at the time, even though this is around the time they'd start missing the playoffs. Buffalo, who we would have used if we didn't, again, we didn't want to use them 2 times in a row. Medium franchise, Sam Reinhart. Holy God. Really? Damn, they gave Sam Reinhart a medium franchise. Medium elite, Mikhail Grigorenko. Gergensen still had high elite. Holy God. Johan Larson. You imagine if this was reality for the Sabres, they wouldn't have been that bad. Sheesh. Sheesh. Vander Kane. Really on the team. Matt Molson. Marcus Foligno still rocking a high 6. William Carrier started getting a little bit of respect. Oh, this Buffalo team actually might end up being pretty good. Right wing side, Tennis, Cody Hodgson, Zach Dalpe. We still had Baptiste with some decent potential. And then very, very old Brian Gianna. No respect for Victor Olofsson whatsoever. Damn. And defensively, Risto rocking a high 4. Jake McCabe with a high 4. Zadorov. Again, this Sabres team, they're going places. Don't worry. They are going places. God, starting off with this roster would have been pretty tough too, huh? And then in goal, Matt Hackett, Chad Johnson, Anders Lindback, Linus Allmark with no respect whatsoever. Goodness gracious. Okay. Let's see. Carolina with Alex Nedeljkovic. For a very short amount of time, it looked like that was actually going to be an accurate representation of Alex Nedeljkovic. Cam Ward, Anton Hedobin, David Altshuler, Drew McIntyre. The best Drew McIntyre. Justin Falk, Roland McCown. That ended up being, I mean, value not so much, but that potential was pretty accurate. He was really highly touted and just didn't make it. Aiden Fleury, that didn't age too well. Ryan Murray, that didn't age too well. Can Nedeljkovic turn around? I don't know if he'll get the chance to essentially turn it around from here, though. Man, this Carolina team wasn't very good defensively, were they? Michael Lyles, Jack Hillen. It's Ryan Murphy. What did I call? Ron Murphy? Ricky Murphy? Charlie Murphy? Shout out to Michael Jordan. And Brett Belmore, Ryan Murray. Boy, yeah, no, you totally couldn't tell who I meant to say when I was hovering over it. Ah, yes, can't let it go. Never once. Misspeaks once. Can't let it go. Thanks, chat. You're great. Love you guys. Fucking hell. Lindholm, Alex Semin, Sergei Tolchinsky, Jared Stahl, the superior Stahl. Beautiful. God, this Carolina team was very, very ungood. Very, very ungood. Except for Jeff Skinner. Medium elite Riley Nash. What? Medium elite Riley Nash. Jesus. It's insane the Hurricanes are as good as they are now, because they were terrible at this time. You get the Stalls down the middle. Victor Rask is a prospect, but this team sucked. They might have a bit more star power than we do in Arizona for this first season, but man, that is not a very good team. CBJ, what do we got on the Blue Jackets? Ryan Johansson at the peak of, hey, this guy's their guy. And then he wasn't their guy. Wenberg, Brandon Dubinsky, Isimov, Boone Jenner Chevrolet, come on down. Get yourself a new F-150. Shout out to William Karlsson with no picture. Look at him. Michael Chaput. Is this the McEichel draft? Whew. I love Kirby Reichel in this game. Sonny Milano makes his debut on an NHL roster. Now, we are using the roster update they provided, the final one of the season, which was in April of 2015, instead of the rosters that started off. That way we could see guys who, would have been added throughout the year having played the NHL. So we'll be doing that pretty much the entire way through as the final roster update of the year. Just as a heads up. Bjorkstrand, medium elite, Marco Dano. That didn't age too well. Yikes. Low 9, Cam Atkinson. At least he's an 81. Damn. They really thought Marco Dano was going to be him. Defense, Jack Johnson, Ryan Murphy. Better Tootin, David Savard, Dylan Hetherington. What a team. What a team. Damn. And by what a team, I mean not a very good one either. Still. In goal, though, Sergei Bobrovsky. They still loved Oscar Dansk. Elvis Merzlikins is here for the first time. Korpisal. That is actually a pretty damn good crop of goalies. All things considered. I mean, Oscar Dansk is the one with the least amount of impact at the NHL level, but as, you know, a group of pro hockey goalies go, that's actually a pretty solid list. Calgary. We got Calgary. The Jonas Hillard-led Calgary Flames. Kari Ramo, Mason McDonald. Some of these teams, man. Oof. Got Giordano, Dennis Weidman, the Ref Hunter, Brody. Oh, God. Calgary, Lottie Schmid, the Seeloff. That's a real who's that on defense. No love for Brett Kulak whatsoever, though. Jesus, low top 6 AHL defenseman. Brett Kulak. Yikes. On the wing, Yuri Hudler, Emile Poirier. He didn't make it. No respect at all for Garnet Hathaway. Devin Setaguchi was already on his way down. Damn. Left wings, Johnny Gaudreau. 84 overall for Gaudreau. No picture. This would have been his first year in the game, too. Coming over from the NCAA. So Johnny Gaudreau is here. Jake, what's going on, man? What's up? AJZ as well. It's okay. I forgive you. I forgive you. You're probably the first one to touch next gen 15 in 15 years. No, I mean, I've played this on stream before, though. So, the Morgan Klimchuk. Bryce Van Brabant. Still an all-time name. Michael Furlan, no respect. It's a lot of guys they underrated, man. Then at center, medium top 6, Sam Bennett. Medium elite, Sean Monahan. Bill Arnold. Is that Bill Arnold? Jesus, high top 6, Bill Arnold. What the fuck? Backlund 82, Max Reinhart. Some of these rosters, man. Wild. Chicago. We got on Chicago. Of course, they would win the Stanley Cup this year. Tavares, Brad Richards in Chicago. Matt Kruger. Philip Dano. A wing, Patrick Sharp, Brian Bickle, Tavo, rocking a 79. Christopher Stieg. Real question is, how many issues are still in the game now? 9. Yeah, that's a good question, Pyro. That's a very good question. Right wing side, Kane, Hossa, Saad, Ryan Hartman. 2 losers. Spencer Abbott. Defense, Keith, Seabrook, Ville Polka. Holy hell. I wish. As a fan of the Finns, I wish Ville Polka ended up being that good. Holy shit. Chalmerson, Oduya, David Rundblad. What a man. Kimmo Timonen, who played like 7 minutes in the playoffs. Like Paliota. Trevor Van Riemsdyk, medium 4. 23 years old, though. First of all, Gustav Forsling. They didn't expect anything out of Gustav Forsling. Kyle Comiskey. Steven Johns. They didn't expect anything out of Steven Johns either. A lot of defensemen. In goal, Corey Crawford, Antti Ranta, Michael Layton, Matt Carruth, and Scott Darling. Hell of a team, though. The game that made me start rostered. What's up, Jake? Let's see. Colorado for their goalies. Varlamov, Spencer Martin, and Calvin Pickard still with good potentials. AJ, it depends on when I post it, so it's a toss-up. Sometimes I post it the morning of, sometimes I post it half an hour before we start recording. Defense, Ty Berry, Eric Johnson. They still like Duncan Siemens quite a bit. Jan Hada. Boston Bruins legend Brad Stewart. Let's see, any surprising names towards the bottom? Not really. Does he have the picture with that bizarre haircut? That's a good question. That's a good question. No, he still had his hair at the time. I mean, he was 21 there. He still looks like he's 37 years old posing for a freaking mugshot on a DUI charge. But, you know. Right wing side. Oh, God. Jerome McGinley on Colorado. How we'd like to forget that happened. Thomas Vincourt. Man, they really love Vincourt. Danny Briere on the Avs, too. That is so weird. That is so weird. Oh, yeah. Ginla, after he was on the Bruins, went to the Avs. Yep. And then he went to L.A., right? So, let's see. Landeskog. Pepin. Alexei Pepin. 4th round pick. Accurate potential, but man, I can't believe how valuable medium 9s were in this game. Holy shit. Got the Bruins legend, Jordan Caron. Then at center, Nathan McKinnon, high elite, Matt Duchene, Ryan O'Reilly. What else do you need but a center core like that? Don't worry, they'll win. Connor Bleakley, future Maine Mariner. He didn't pan out. Bork. My God, what a team. What a team. They were getting there in Colorado, but man, they still had some missing pieces. Dallas. Yeah, Sam Reinhart was franchised, but McKinnon wasn't. Here we go. Tyler Seguin on the Dallas Stars. Hate it. Still hate it. Jason Spezza also on the Stars by this point. Rich Peverly, unfortunately, shortly before the end of his career. Sean Horkoff. Noted Edmonton Oilers first liner, Matthias Janmark. Jesus. Scott Glennie finally got his potential taken away. On the wing, Jamie Benn. Jason Dickinson had a decent little potential. Sal Colt Sevier. What a team. Right wing side, Valeri Nichushkin. He'd be good, but he wouldn't be that good for Dallas. He'd be that good for Colorado, though. Radek Faksa, Brett Ritchie. Man, medium? Top 6 for Brett Ritchie? Whew. I'm an extreme NHL casual, but is the VGK ever going to be good? Or ever going to not be good? Eventually, it happens to every team. Cheap plug for the podcast. We talked about that recently. We went back through the standings 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You know who was at the bottom of the NHL 10 years ago? The Tampa Bay Lightning. Granted, that was the year after the Cup run. They were beating up the shit, and they ended up finishing towards the bottom, taking Jonathan Drouin. But it happens, right? Like, it happens. There aren't too many teams that have consistently been at the top of the standings just over and over and over again. Eventually, it falls off. You know? So, yeah, eventually Vegas will be bad. They're cup chasing, which is what everybody does. That's the whole point of the sport. It'll catch up to them eventually. The good news for them is that they won before the fall off happens. You know? Shout out to no respect at all potential-wise for Klingberg, but he's an 81. That's so weird. That is so weird. Or hell, what's going on, man? I'm glad you're bored. Let NHL 15 entertain you. With medium 7th D, Esa Lindell. Let's look at the Patriots, right? In goal, Kari Lettinen, Jack Campbell. You know, man, they had some Finns. Irinas. Kiviaho. All right, Dallas. Detroit at the tail end of trying to keep the streak alive. 89 overall, Jimmy Howard. Hell, that happens to me all the time. Peter Mrazek at an 82. Gustafsson at an 82. Criminy. And they love Jimmy Howard in this game. Former UMaine Black Bear. I'm not complaining. Nick Cronwall. Leading the way, Xavier Ouellet. Kaiser in there. You know, I can't believe that eventually Detroit sucked with a roster like this. I can't believe it. Eventually their luck ran out. You're kidding. You're kidding. They got on the wing. Anthony Mantha. I mean, didn't work out for him in the end. He's been pretty bad in Washington, but Yurko, Eric Cole. Greatest slap shot artist of all time, Martin Firk. Disrespecting the great Brian Lashoff. Left wing side, Zetterberg, Tatar, Gustav Nyquist. The reason the Bruins win the cup. If the Bruins win the cup without Bergeron and Krejci, it's going to be fucking hilarious. I don't care what anyone says. It'll be hilarious. That has to be Tyler Bertuzzi. And it is. Low AHL top 6 forward at 19 years old as a previous second round pick, Tyler Bertuzzi. And again, this is an EA provided roster update. I'll say it every time. I said it on NHL 11. I'll say it now on NHL 15 and every game in between. And people wonder why I became a roster editor. It's because these rosters were garbage. And they still are. But they won't fucking do anything about it. Hence the reason I'm not doing anything about it. Because I fucking gave up. See if I give up permanently. But shout out to No Respect at All for Tomáš Nosek. Boston Bruins legend. Tomáš Nosek. What a team. Edmonton. Was Riley Sheahan listed as an elite? Did I miss that? Oh, yeah. Medium elite Riley Sheahan. Sorry, I missed that. Medium bottom 6 for Athanasiou as well. Edmonton. With the Nuge. Now medium elite instead of medium top 6. Leon Draisaitl. Boyd Gordon. Look at the value on Boyd Gordon. Bogdan Yakimov. When you have Yakupov at home. Bogdan Yakimov. No love for Jujhar Khaira. Derek Roy was an Oiler. He sure was. Look at him. He sure was. Let's see. On the wing, Taylor Hall. Woo. Love themselves some Taylor Hall. Yes, Yonsu ended up being pretty... Dude, the lack of depth on the wing is still the same problem they're experiencing today. Good job, Ken Holland. And then on the right, Jordan Eberle, Teddy Purcell, and now Yakupov is starting to drop. He's down to a low elite. The decline has begun in the video games for one Nail Yakupov. 20 years old, and he's already regressing, according to EA, and they were correct to do that. Defensively, oh my god, medium elite Justin Schultz. Of course, before the departure to Pittsburgh. Darnell Nurse rocking a medium 4, 70 overall at 19. Oscar Klefbom's looking good. Marty Marinchin's looking way too good. And noted Oiler captain Andrew Ferentz. Noted Oiler captain Andrew Ferentz. Brad Hunt, no respect. Jordan Osterley. Damn. In goal, Victor Fost and Ben Scrivezna. Brossois getting some respect at this point. Yeah, Ben Scrivens and Victor Fost. And you can't tell me their goaltending's gotten better since. It really hasn't. The Florida Panthers, the bane of my existence. Roberto Luongo. Now Montoya, Dan Ellis. Yeah, 35-year-old Lou. Defensively, Aaron Ekblad. Finally looks like Aaron Ekblad. It only took him going first overall the previous year for Ekblad to finally look like Ekblad. Major Kulikov, Petrovic, Dylan Olsen. Jesus. Why the hell did they like Dylan Olsen that much? Greg Budskin. Down to a medium 6. Willie Mitchell. No respect for Mackenzie Weegar. High 7th. I mean, again... Undertaker? Shane Taker. I thought his name was Sunder. Steven Kampfer. On the right, Jaromir Jagr, who was 42. Jesus. Red Boys, Jimmy Hayes, rest in peace. Kopechki. Goodness. Let's see. Left wing side. Huberdeau finally rocking a medium elite. All right. Christopher Clapperton. Johan Lamico. Danny Heatley, 78 overall as a Panther. That's so weird to think that Heatley and Jagr were on the same team as Panthers. Sean Thornton. And at center, Sasha Barkov finally starts to look like Sasha Barkov. They loved Rocco Grimaldi and Quentin Howden, though. Damn. Both high top 6. Got Bjugstad, Peary. Dave Bolin came over from the Leafs. Trocheck rocking a medium 9. Howerluck, they said, no thank you, sir. You won't be anything. Got Derek McKenzie down there. Damn. The Los Angeles Kings. What do we got on LA? Grimaldi was a Panther. He sure was. Kopitar, Carter, Stoll, Lewis, Mike Richards down to an 82. Andy Andreoff, Mike Amadio, as I've heard people call him more recently. Future Stanley Cup champion, Mike Amadio. Amadio. And a really young Dominic Kubalik. Left wing side, Tanner Pearson. Matt Mistella went from medium elite to medium AHL top 6 in record time. Adrian Kempe, no respect at all. Don't show that to Crash Andrews. He'll be big mad. First round pick. Dude, this game came out after this draft, and he was a low AHL top 6 forward as the 29th overall pick. Fuck. I don't think EA would do the same thing now, but the rosters are still pretty bad. But you know, these might have been worse. These might have been worse. Jesus. So bad. Even pay attention to drafts. You could argue they still don't. Defensively, Doughty, Andre Sakara. Low top 6, Derek Forbert. Boo. Braden McNabb is a medium 7th. Colin Miller is a medium 7th. Disrespectful. A lot of defensemen on the Kings. And in goal, Jonathan Quick, Martin Jones. Of course, this was shortly before the Lucic for Jones trade. And then obviously Lucic, or not Lucic, but Jones gets flipped to San Jose. And now Lucic is back in Boston. You'll love to see it. Minnesota! What do we got? Devin Dubnyk, Josh Harding, Darcy Kemper, Nick Backstrom. Oh my God, the goaltending. At least the top 4. Defensively, Suter. Some respect for Jonas Brodin. Medium elite Matt Dumba. Jared Spurgeon. Marco Scandella, John Blum. Still rocking a medium elite. They did not give up on John Blum. I don't know why they didn't, but they didn't. Folan. Nate Prosser. They got on the right. Pominville. Nino Niederreiter still rocking a high 6. A real who's that on the right wing side. Left wing is Parise, Vanek, Eric Holla player. Bergenheim. I do not remember Matt Cook being on Minnesota. I don't. Jason Zucker, though, he finally arrived. It is true, yeah. Chris Stewart was on the right wing side. He wasn't looking too good. They nuked Brett Bulmer in record time. I was only able to edit one thing in NHL. If I was only able to edit one thing in ENHL, comma, potentials would be it. Probably yes. That's the biggest one. Well, I mean, the attributes are fucking terrible, too. And the overalls, but yeah, the potentials would be the biggest one. Shout out the future Bruins GOAT, the medium elite, Charlie Coyle. There's one Mikhail Granlund, finally. Finally, Mikko Koivu. Reed Duke, BGK legend. Montreal. What have we got in Montreal? Medium elite, 85 overall, 20 years old, Alex Galchenyuk. Charles Hudon. Boy, those two are going to lead them back to glory. Thomas Plekanec, who did just retire. Lars Eller, David Desharnais. This team's going places, let me tell you. Left wing side, Max Pacioretty. High top 6, Jake De La Rose. Medium top 6, Tim Bozon. God damn. Right Right wing side, Nikita Sherbak. That didn't work out too well. You have Gallagher, DSP. Arturi Lek. Wow, no respect at all for Arturi Lehkonen. Yikes. That did not age well. Sven Andrighetto, that ended up being pretty accurate by the end of it. Defensively, not for too much longer, but there is the best defenseman on the team, PK Subban. They love themselves some Jared Tenorti. And Nathan Beaulieu. Jeff Petrie. Legend. Sergei Gonchar at 40. I don't remember that. Damn. Sergei Gonchar at 40. Hanging around on the Habs. And then, of course, number one goaler, Carey Price. With Zach Fucale. The Fucale. Zach. Goaltender. I also had Dustin Tokarski. New Jersey. What do we got on New Jersey? Corey Schneider. Uh-oh, Marty's not there. I think I know where Marty went, too. Corey Schneider, Scott Wedgwood, Clemenson, Anthony Brodeur, Keith Kincaid. Defensively, Eric Jelena. Yeah, that didn't age well. John Merrill. I mean, John Merrill's okay. He's an NHLer, but that didn't age well either. Low elite Adam Larson. Well, boy, don't I got a surprise for you, EA, in terms of who he's about to get traded for. High or medium 6, Damon Severson. Sheesh. Some of these are crazy, man. Good song. Don't want it. Give me something I do want. Please, Spotify. Please, I'll take it. Why not? Why not? Right wing side, Camilleri. Michael Ryder. I always forget about Ryder in New Jersey. They did not have much in the way of potential. They really didn't. Jordan Tutu in New Jersey. I have no recollection of that either. Left wing side, Ryan Clough, Reed Boucher, Eliash at 38. Dude, they had such an old team. Jesus. They were so old. Why are they so old? Henrik, Josefson. Dude, they had like no prospects and they were old as hell. God damn. Rough times for New Jersey, huh? Damn. The Nashville Predators. Fisher, Craig Smith, Boo, Paul Gostad. Sisson's rocking a medium 6. All of Lou's teams are old. That's fair. That's fair. Austin Watson finally had his potential nuked. So did Calle Yarncroke. Left wing side, the real deal. High elite at 24 years old, Gabriel Bork. Jesus Christ. Low AHL top 6 forward, Kevin Fiala. Even though they deemed him worthy of a 70 overall at 18 years old. Noted 11th overall pick the prior year. I can't believe how bad some of these potentials are. Jesus. Philip Forsberg, Pontus Aberg, Victor Arvidsson, high bottom 6, Victor Arvidsson. By comparison, he's actually rated quite fairly. Defensively, Shea Weber, boy, let me tell you. Wow, it's insane to think that Shea Weber and Seth Jones were not long for this team. It's kind of wild. Damn. Roman Josi finally starting to look like Roman Josi. Zach, we're using the last roster update of the year, which was April 2015. This is what the game looked like at the end of the year. Not too much love for Matthias Ekholm, Oilers legend. Didn't have too much else, but I mean, God, they were top heavy. Goaltenders, Pecorine, so hot right now. Magnus Hallberg, high NHL backup, UC Saros. Certain aspects of this game really didn't age well. Let's see if we can speed it up a bit. The New York Islander. Halak, Neuwirth, Soderstrom. That didn't age well. Damn. Defensively, Ryan Pollock. High 4. Griffin Reinhart. That didn't age well. Adam Pellick. On point. Nick Leddy. It's when Johnny Boychuk left to go to the Islanders. Thanks. I hate it. I hate it. Kyle Burrows, Canucks legend. Kevin Churchman, and the ultimate, how the fuck is that name pronounced like that name? Kevin Churchman. Bigger disappointment at launch, this or 24? This, but the fact that that's even a question, it's pretty rough, you know? It's pretty rough. Medium, oh, this is the game that Josh Hosang gets a medium lead in. God damn it, we drafted him last time. I wanted him to be good for us in the previous one. That's a shame. Damn. Left wing side, medium elite Michael Dow Cole. That wouldn't age too well now, would it? Not at all. Islanders could end up being pretty good in this reality, though. Centers, Tavares, Strome. High top 6, Casey Cizikas. What's the oldest NHL game with servers still up? 17 or 18, I think. It might even be 19. Thoughts on Fury and Ngannou. Didn't watch it. I saw people like, oh, Ngannou got robbed. Bottom line was, unless he knocked him out, he was never going to win a decision. So it is what it is. But good for Francis Ngannou securing the bag and telling the UFC to fuck off. Because the UFC should fuck off. We always joke about on the podcast, the NHL, best sport, worst league. The UFC gives them a run for their money in that regard. So, yeah. The New York Rangers. Derek Stepan, Derek Brassard. Kevin Hayes rocking a medium 9. Let's see. Left wing side. Chris Kreider finally getting some respect. Matt Zuccarello. I remember 2K15 Next Gen / PC was stripped down. 2K15 was the first. WWE 2K15 was the first game I bought for an Xbox One. So, JT Miller still getting respect. Carl Hagelin. I always forget Carl Hagelin was a Ranger. I don't know why. Rick Nash, Marty St. Louis, Danny Cristo. Really good NCAA player that came over. And again, that's why you don't often rate NCAA players really well. Because it doesn't often pan out. If I'm not mistaken, Danny Cristo was NCAA. Pretty sure. I might be confusing him with somebody else. Defensively, Ryan McDonough, Keith Yandel, Mark Stahl, Dan Giroux. My God, how did New York not put it together? McElrath was down to a medium top 6. How the hell did the Rangers not put it together in this era? Like, obviously, they'd make a Stanley Cup final and run into, a freaking... Wow, they didn't give a shit about Ryan Graves. They'd run into a buzzsaw in the LA Kings, but... Damn, man. Shout out to Mackenzie Skapski. Because New York. Fair. You're correct on Danny Cristo. All right, cool. Thank you. The Ottawa Senators. Man, this is taking longer to go through than I thought. Oh, man. Wow. Craig Anderson. Whew. Robin Leonard was looking good. Hamburglar. Chris Drieger. That's a pretty damn good goaltending group there, too. Pretty good. Defense. Erik Karlsson's finally Erik Karlsson. They love themselves some Jared Cowan and Cody Ceci and Patrick Wirkoch. In fairness, I mean, the bulk of this team would be the team to make it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. So, can't hate it too much. They hated Ben Harper, though. Right wing side, Bobby Ryan at the top. Medium bottom 6, Mark Stone. Okay. 19 servers are getting shut down in a week. Interesting. Left wing side, Clark MacArthur. Hoffman's starting to look like Hoffman. They already gave up on Matt Bumple. Tobias Lindbergh. And center-wise, Kyle Turris. Mika Zibanejad. It's still weird to think of him as a Sen. Curtis, man, 80 overall at 19 years old. Curtis Lazar. Jesus. Nick Paul. No respect for Nick Paul. Medium AHL top 6. High bottom 6 for Grant and Pajot. Dude, some of these aged so horribly. Philadelphia. Giroux, Couturier, Braden Shen, Scott Lawton. Vinny LeCavalier is finally there too. Not too worried about the rest. Only the big names, really. Let's see. When Michael Raffl is your top left wing, that is a problem. Just saying. And right wing side, Voracek, Simmons, Matt Reed. Nobody else overly interesting. I mean, Oscar Lindblom, obviously disrespected. Obey Kubel as well. Defensively, oh my God. High elite, 77 overall, Robert Haig. Whew. All right, we might have found a winner for the most drastic overrating of NHL 15, and I think it goes to Robert Haig. Holy God, there are some other moves. Thank you. Obviously not something I want to heavily get into. Shout out to Sanheim there. Like there are some underratings, there are some overratings, right? Absolutely, but how the hell did Robert Haig not get high franchise? That's my question. God.